Okay, guys, I'm making this video because I started talking about this on Instagram and then like half of my videos wouldn't load. So they got all chopped up and then I couldn't even delete the ones that I had already put on there because the message wasn't coming out clearly. But it's Mercury retrograde, so go figure that would happen. Um, yeah, so basically, what I was talking about was the fact that, well, I was just explaining the things that I've been encountering so far in Mercury retrograde. We still have a little while to go, but it seems like we're in the heart of the retrograde. So, for those of you that don't know, Mercury retrograde is just a time period when lessons and triggers come back around to just check in with us and make sure that we've actually truly mastered staying in alignment when those things come and pop up. So it's usually the one last go around. Let's see if you really got it down. So one of the things that I was dealing with was, okay, so I was filling in for someone that works for my company, and she actually works in another building. She's actually an older lady. So, just a little bit of background information. This person doesn't really speak that nicely to people or about people. She can have a really negative attitude towards a lot of things. And so, me just being around her, learning her position in different things for like the past 2 weeks, I kind of find myself catering to her personality and just trying to, I would call it feeding her ego to make her feel, I guess, more good about herself so that she could, step more into her light. At least that's what my thinking was. And I've done this before, and I'm sure you watching this have done so, or something similar. And it may not be someone you work with, it could be in a relationship with a family member, or any way that you can think of how this applies to you. But so, like I said, I found myself catering to her personality. So I come back today because yesterday was the last day that I filled in for her. And so one of my coworkers communicates to me, she doesn't say this directly, but she kind of hints that she came back and she was just being her negative self. So hinting to me that she probably was saying something negative about maybe the way I left her desk, or anything she could find is usually it's just who she is, like. And I'm not like belittling her or talking down on her at all. That's just who she is. And so that communication, first of all, check off one box for the person that brought me this information that is carrying along negative messages. That's not really necessary, but nevertheless, I know that this person didn't mean any harm. And then checkbox number 2, I could have been triggered because my first thought was to, okay, well, then when I go across the street, then I'm just going to be like, oh, next time, I don't have to fill in for you if you are going to complain about whatever the job is I did. And so that was my first thought. But then my second thought is that I step back into alignment, because you can have those negative thoughts, but you just allow them to come and you allow them to pass. You don't go dig deeper into them. It's like meditation, like when you have thoughts and you allow them to pass. And if you indulge in the thoughts, then you're getting off track in your meditation. So it's the same thing. So I step back into alignment and I say, you know what, it's not personal. Like, that she's like this, just because you're not one of those people that she tries to be super friendly with, that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you or that there's something specific that she doesn't like about you or anything like that. That's just the person that she is. So, I mean, don't take it personal. And just in like a 0.5 second, I was so easily able to, step back in alignment, and didn't take it personal. So that was the trigger. But the lesson was, stay true to your authentic self. So the weeks when I was training with her, as far as me, catering to her personality or feeding her ego, that's not my true self. Like, I don't do that. But I was doing that because she's such can be a negative person, or I shouldn't say she's a negative person. I'm going to say that she has negative thoughts and she allows them to come out more than usual. But I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But like I was saying, yeah, don't step out of your authentic self, because you catering to someone's ego is not going to help them step into their light more fully. That person is going to be who they are regardless of what you reciprocate to them. So me catering to her ego was me stepping out of my authentic self. So that was the lesson, to just be genuine. Don't feed into people's ego to make them feel okay with themselves. And it was very easy for me to see that message once I thought about, I was filling in for her, and I hope that she had a nice time while she was away, because she went on a trip and all these different things. But I mean, the reason I was doing it was not so that she would like me. The reason I was doing it was just because I wanted to genuinely help. And that's what I did. I helped the office, and I helped her position be filled for the time that she was away. And as long as I did my part, and that's all that matters, is that I was able to serve, in a high vibrational state. And so the point of me even telling you guys that she was an older lady, because I'm sure that you guys have encountered, people from the older generation that can be like a little bit stuck in their mindset and not open, and they grew up in a time where things were really hard and it was a lot of negative things going around. So that's just a little bit of background on the situation, but I'm sure you guys can apply this to yourself and what may be triggering you or what may be coming up for you during this time of Mercury retrograde. So that was just a quick little segment. I have another story, but I'm going to save it for another time. And this one is dealing with a family member. But I just wanted this one to be quick. All right, so I'll see you guys later.